I am Sylvia.
I'm Jamaica.
And this is your Table Talk Tuesday where we discuss all things real estate.
Yes.
So tonight we are going to hop into a topic that around for ages, but it seems like more and more people are talking about it because it impacts you regardless of your sex, your ethnicity,
Yes.
whatever the case may be.
Gender.
Yes. You can be impacted by this disease. And yes, it is a disease. So tonight we want to talk about mental illness and mental health and, the causes of it, ways that you can cope with it and, how you can sort of navigate through the holiday season. So that is what we are sharing with you tonight. As you are logging in, we invite you to smash the hearts and share the video. Okay?
Yes.
So, starting to kick things off, I just want to share some stats with you, which states each year, 1 in 5 adults have some type of mental illness. 1 in every 5. That's strong. And 1 out of 20 who have symptoms make it very difficult for them to live a productive life.
Yes.
So, as I've stated, it has been around for a very long time, but I think when I personally started to take notice is when celebrities or professional athletes have started to discuss it. They started to withdraw from tournaments to focus on their mental health, because they were not playing at a peak level, and they didn't have their A game on, if you will, and they didn't care about losing endorsements. They didn't care about what people said or thought. They said, "Hey, I'm out. I need to take care of me."
Yes.
And hopefully I'll be able to return. And when I return, I'll be better. And so, I admire anyone who recognizes that, hey, I have this serious issue and I need to put the brakes on to take care of myself.
Right.
Because if you're not able to take care of yourself, then how can you take care of others? If you've ever flown before, as the flight attendant is doing the demonstrations, telling you about the various exits and all of that, and then they bring out the lovely oxygen mask. What do they say? They tell you to put it on you first so that you can take care of someone else.
Right.
And that is just another way of saying you need to take care of yourself. It's all about self-care. And it is not considered being selfish, self-centered, because if you're not at your best, then how can you show up for someone else? How can you take care of your loved ones, or, be that best partner that you can be, or, be the best employee or associate, business person, whatever you're doing? You can't perform at your best if you're not taking care of yourself.
You definitely can't be the best version of yourself when you're unhappy.
Right.
Or unaware. So
Yes.
as she was talking, I was hearing self-awareness.
Yes.
And so those people, those athletes, those celebrities, whomever that we've seen in the social media spaces, took the time to say, hey, I don't care about none of that stuff.
Right.
I don't care about none of that. I need to worry about me because something is not right with me. And in doing that, the everyday consumer could say, hey, wait, I have those moments too. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel XYZ as well. And it began to give empowerment to those that were watching. As she stated, that's when she first, it brought like a sense of awareness to herself when she started to see more and more of it. And it definitely happens. I want to say, as we talked, that it has no discrimination for race, ethnicity, culture, background, religious, like none of that.
Right.
But in the African American culture, statistics say it is 63% of this group of people that say, hey, mental health, that's weak.
Right.
We don't talk about that. We don't do that.
Right.
And we are the ones who suffer the most. Because we wait until it is full blown. Because as she opened up saying that this is a disease, like all diseases, it starts really small.
Right.
And if you don't recognize it, if it's not diagnosed, if it's not treated, then it begins to spread and it starts to affect every other area of your life.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to interject that there as we open up. As you guys are logging in, say hello. Let us know you're here.
Yeah, say hello.
I had to keep looking down to make sure it was live because y'all know sometimes the connection drops. But it said we're on, you're here. I've seen a few numbers pop up. Just when you stop by, say hey.
Say hello.
Just say out. That's all.
Say hello.
So let's keep rolling as we talk about how's your mental. Because it's very important, and as we go into the holidays, as a healthcare professional, it is a known thing that people have seasonal depression.
Yes.
Seasonal anxieties. All of that is under the umbrella of mental health. So that is why we said, hey, let's stop tonight with the real estate stuff, and let's talk about things that affect people in their everyday life. Yes. Because the holidays are here. I was in the store. I was in the fresh market and I heard Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I was like, what?
What
it's sunny outside. Like the wind, it's like a nice day. What are you talking about, Rudolph? That's when it's supposed to be cold. So it was really tripping me out. And then I come home in my subdivision and somebody already got their Christmas lights up. I thought I made the wrong turn. I was like, where am I? So holidays are here.
They are here.
And we definitely wanted to talk about this tonight. Hey, Jackie. Hello. Thank you for joining. We're talking about how's your mental. Yes. So tell somebody that they want to tune in. For those that are watching the replay, forgot to mention that. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for always rocking with us. But just wanted to bring some humor to this heavy topic because it does affect us all. And if it's not affecting you directly, indirectly you are affected because this could be affecting someone that you care about. Right. So hopefully after tonight, you gain some knowledge a little bit and that you're able to recognize it maybe in yourself or with those that you are in your circle of influence.
Right. And, and I just want to say that it is okay to not be okay. You know, there are so many times where, we compare ourselves to others or you see the success, what you think is successful, other people's display. Right. But you don't know their struggle to get there. You don't know what they go through behind the scenes. Yes. So, I say all of that to say, don't envy what other people have because you don't know what it took for them to get there. Yeah. Just be the best version of yourself, show up for yourself, take time out for yourself so that you can be your best. I wanted to dive into some of the causes of mental illness. And then, of course, we want to discuss some ways that you can cope with it. Obviously you can, seek professional help, but we're just talking about some of the coping mechanisms that you can do on your own. But some of the causes are physical and mental abuse. Some people, when you hear the term abuse, they always relate it to, oh, well, someone has to hit you.
Put their hands on you. Right.
But that is not the case. Guys, I'm here to tell you words hurt.
Hold up. Stop. Microphone has dropped. Okay? Because words hurt. There was this little saying that we used to grow up with. Sticks and stones may break my bones,
but words may never hurt me.
And that's a lie.
And that is a lie.
It is a whole lie. Because words cut deep.
They do.
Words are one thing that cannot be retrieved.
Exactly.
And once it's released from your mouth, the impact that it has is just as brutal and as lethal as if they would have put their hands on you,
right,
or if they, used a weapon or a tool of some sort to cut you.
Right.
And then once you're hurting, again, as from my second career, my medical background, you begin to suffer internal bleeding.
Yes.
That is known as hemorrhaging. And as you are internally, you can't see it. You don't know where it is. Like if you were to truly have an internal bleed right now, they have to put you through a CAT scan, MRI, to see where this bleeding is. So in this scenario, you're bleeding, you're hurting. Somebody has said something to you that has crushed you, that has shattered you. You're going to do one of two things. You're going to fold, or you're going to bleed on other people that did not hurt you.
Yes.
How do you do that? By becoming bitter.
Right.
By becoming angry, by being mean, mean-spirited, like you become condescending, like you become sarcastic. All of these are symptoms of a hurt.
Yes.
And hurting people hurt people. Like you want your lick back. You want to do something to someone else because they have hurt you. So this holiday, be easy with them words.
Be easy.
With them words.
And I'm also here to tell you, saying I'm sorry, that doesn't erase the damage.
Exactly.
It just doesn't.
It don't.
Yeah, and that doesn't work for me.
Wait a minute. Wait. Saying I'm sorry does not erase the damage. However, if you are sincere in your apology,
you have to have a repentance heart.
It will help. It will help lessen the blow. It will help start the healing.
Yeah.
So let's
have to mean it.
Don't walk around being like, well, I can't mean that. It don't mean anything. I'm not going to apologize. No. Be self-aware and know that you have maybe unintentionally hurt someone with the words that you said. So start there.
Exactly.
Because it's the process. It will take time. But yeah, be accountable. You got to hold yourself accountable to the things that you say.
That's exactly right. Another cause is overuse of drugs, alcohol, physical trauma, your family history. That is another cause. Obviously, this is not an all-inclusive list, but those are some of the top causes of mental illness. Anything you want to add as I go into some of the symptoms of it?
I think we'll just keep rolling, but we can't stress enough that sometimes it doesn't show up as it is. You may not recognize it as we lead. This is a segue into symptoms. You may not recognize that it's anxiety or it's depression or it's seasonal or it's when it seems to be a cloudy day or, things happen that trigger our bodies and triggers our response. Words can hit trigger points that people do not know about. It can hit trigger points that you may have thought that you were healed from. And then once those words are released and you accept it, it's like they just hit a button. And so it will show up in your life and manifest itself. It could be pain. I don't know what her list is going to reveal. These are just things that I know of. It could be pain. It can show up as stomach problems, stomach issues. It will start, your skin is starting to break out. Things, your body, tremors, like your body will start to be like a car, right? The little warning light to come like, ooh, something's happening. And if you keep ignoring it, eventually it's going to be more damage, more wear and tear.
And then it's going to shut down.
Shut all the way down.
We don't want that.
And then what? You're no good to anybody if you're shut down, right? COVID taught us a lot, that pandemic, but those that were isolated and had to be quarantined, how that felt. And that was just temporary,
Right.
because we've come on the other side of that. But if you do not understand mental health, you do not recognize it, or you just choose to say, you know what, forget that. You want to mask it with what they say, drugs, alcohol, things like that. It's still there.
Yeah, that's
your
a
warning light
Band-Aid.
is still going on. It's a
Exactly.
Band-Aid. It's a Band-Aid, and you are still bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're going to need a blood transfusion.
That's right.
You'll need some help if you do not stop and will it in. So go ahead and tell them about
Yes.
these symptoms.
So some of the symptoms are, feeling sad, down, depressed, excessive fears, and worrying. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Worry can be devastating to your body. Confused thinking. You never have clarity. Extreme mood swings. Withdrawing. Withdrawal from friends or your family, change in eating habits. How many people gravitate towards food when, you have other issues going on? Some people say, oh, it's comforting,
It's comfort.
To have the potatoes
Yes,
and,
those
all of those
carbs.
carbs and everything that just makes you feel good and tastes good, but
Yes.
then it really makes you feel miserable later on.
And look it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Excessive anger, suicidal thinking, significance in feeling tired, low energy, problems breathing, and things of that sort.
Yeah.
So those are some of the symptoms that you need to be aware of.
Yeah. Don't just think that you're having a bad day or this happens, a female say it all the time, every month. It could really be a sign that something else is there.
Right.
Something else is bothering you that you have not yet identified or want or become aware about.
Right. Yes. So how do you support good mental health? What can you do to change some of that negativity around? Number one, be active. When you get out, and you need to get outdoors. Right now, it's still, the weather is still nice, even in the mornings. I try to get out and take a quick brisk walk, even if it's only 15 minutes or a half hour or what have you, whatever you have time for. But to be able to get out and become one with nature, to see all of God's beauty, that's going to automatically uplift your spirits.
It does.
So get outside if you can and take a quick walk, breathe in some of that air, and thank God that you have the lungs to be able to breathe.
Yes.
So that's one thing you can do. Again, healthy eating. We are what we eat. So if we are eating healthy, we're going to feel better. We're going to perform better. So, it's not always about weight loss or, what the scales say. How does it make you feel?
Right.
So if eating healthy makes you feel better, then that's what you need
do
to
that.
do.
Then do that.
Okay, don't worry about the scale. Get plenty of rest. That can be different for a lot of people.
Yes.
Some people need 8 hours. Myself personally, I need 7.
8.
I have to have 7 hours. If I get 7, I'm good.
I can go with a 6, but I'm on my best at 8.
So whatever that number is for you, be consistent with it. And when it's time for you to go to bed, you want to wind down a little bit early.
Yeah.
Start dimming the lights, whatever your routine is. Screen time is something else that, oh my God, it can certainly consume your time. Being on social media, watching your favorite TV shows. I'm a Netflix junkie and HGTV, so I can sit there for hours, but that's not healthy. If I'm doing it every day, that means I'm not being productive.
Right.
So you really need to limit your screen time. Also, you need to make time for meditation or just mindfulness, practicing a state of gratitude,
big one.
sitting there to be thankful and reflect on all of the things that you have and not necessarily the things that you don't have. And, that can also uplift your spirits, because as you look around, you have so many things to be grateful for. And especially as we enter into the season of Thanksgiving, you really need to reflect and to thank God for all of the blessings that He's bestowed upon you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else you got?
Anything else in regards to the symptoms?
Or just anything in general?
Okay, so
Yes.
nothing else in regards to the symptoms, but as we talk about going into the holidays,
Yes.
there are some tips that I did want to discuss. First of all, they all work together. So acknowledge your feelings.
Yes.
We've been talking about it. Again, we wanted to keep it light and bring some humor into it, but we both can attest to it, that we have experienced some things. So we're giving you facts and statistics, but we're also giving you experience.
Right.
So acknowledge your feelings. Because it's okay, as she stated, to not be okay. Like, that is truly a thing. But you want to make sure that you express it, that you get it out.
Yes.
A lot of times, even with the statistics talking about masking and covering it up and how we've said that's a Band-Aid, people don't want to allow their true feelings to show.
Right.
For whatever reason, could be fear, their own insecurities, or again, we talked about family history. So the way that they were brought up, things that just keep recycling, right? As it keeps being passed down. So acknowledging that you feel something with a trusted source.
Yes.
That's one thing, because if you don't have a trusted source, it could just be bad. I don't even want to go there, but just make sure it's a trusted source when you are, again, trying to acknowledge your feelings. Reach out if you're feeling overwhelmed, because the holidays can do that. Because as we see, it seems like the holidays time speed up. It really feels like it do. It's like, we get the same 24, but they just move with a little more pep in their step. So as you're seeing, it's getting time, the people putting up their tree and they're buying presents, and then you have work and you have all this, and you may feel like we're in this inflation. If you're buying into the notion of, hey, we're going into recession, you may not feel like you can spend or you can do things that you want to do. So be realistic. That's another tip. Be realistic about it. That's not what the holidays are not about just shopping and buying things.
No, it's not.
So much bigger than that. It's deeper than that. And maybe this is the year that you tap into that and that you give your best self to people as a gift. You know, you never know.
Quality time.
Quality time. That is so huge, and it means so much more than material things. Right. It really does.
Exactly.
Set aside differences. If you've had differences with family and friends or whomever, sometimes you have a disagreement and you go your separate ways. But what if you never see them again? Yeah. The holidays bring that about because people have lost loved ones. They have gone through and maybe are still grieving. So set that stuff aside, because life is so much bigger than that. Also, what can help you during the holidays? Stick into a budget. Yes. We've talked about budget before as it relates to you owning your home. Right. But when it comes to this time of year, billions will be spent because people have that, again, it's like a competition mode, or they get into this fear of, they call it FOMO, fear of missing out. Right. Want to make sure that they're out buying, they're out wrapping presents. And stick to a budget. That's right. Just create it, stick to it, plan ahead. Yes. More traffic accidents during the holidays. People are impatient. Yes, and stay off your phones. Yeah. No texting and driving. Yeah. Because there's going to be more traffic out there, so you need to be paying attention. Plan ahead. Yes. Already know that, hey, this is the season, right? It's going to be more traffic. You got people traveling. Yes. People not knowing where they're going. So just don't do it to yourself. Don't think you're going to just run to Target or run something and come right. No, allow yourself that time. And then learn to say no. Learn to say no. That is huge. That's huge. That is huge. Because trying to say yes to everybody, to every event, to everything, you're going to burn yourself out really, really quick. Yes. and you're going to not only burn yourself out, then you're going to stress yourself out, because
Right.
especially a lot of holiday parties, a lot of gatherings, then you're like, oh my gosh, I got to go here, I got to go there, what I'm going to wear. It becomes so much more than the moment.
Right. It takes the fun out of it.
It takes the fun out of it if you got to stress about it.
Right.
So learn to say no sometimes, okay? This is big. When I saw this tip, I was like, that's a reminder for me. Don't abandon your healthy habits just because it's holidays.
That's right.
Just because
Woo!
Thanksgiving and Christmas and, like I said, parties and all that, don't just be like, okay, well, I'm going to put my goals on hold until January.
I'm guilty. I am guilty.
I said that
I will indulge.
because I have been on this journey for a very long time.
Yes.
It's been like 10 months. And I said, you know what? Come November 1, it's over. I'm not doing it. I don't want to hear it. But then it made me think, like, but I've worked so hard.
Yes.
And if it took 10 months for me to get here, it can take 10 weeks to go back.
Right.
So I don't want to do that.
Right.
And then I saw this tip and I was like, see, there it is. So don't abandon. Have a balance.
Right.
Right? I'm not saying I'm not going to enjoy myself.
Exactly. Moderation.
But I'm not going to just throw it out the window. As
Right.
My old self was like, girl, we stopping and we eating everything.
Right.
But then I had to remind myself of the progress I've made.
Yes.
And the progress I'm still
Yes.
continuing to see. So
Absolutely.
plan ahead with that. Eat healthy meals, get your sleep, those type of things. Don't stop it just because it's the holidays. Let's not use that as an excuse.
Right.
Because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Take a breather.
Yeah.
She mentioned taking walks and things of that sort. But as life keep lifing and the holidays keep approaching, step away.
Yeah.
If it's just 15 minutes, 30
Right.
minutes, take and reset yourself. When you
Right.
feel that rising up and you feel like you got it, especially if you're a people pleaser, or they call them empaths, things that you're so empathetic, you just want to be there for everybody.
Right.
You're going to have to step away.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
going to have to step away. Absolutely. Jackie said the key is moderation.
That's it. That is it.
And then lastly, seek professional help if you need it. It's not